Alright guys, welcome to another day out on the line. I'm just getting packed up here. I think I got everything ready to go. I'm getting just a little bit earlier start than yesterday. Hopefully I can make it home before the sun sets. The sun is just peeking and like you can just see it starting to shine on the front of the barn. So we're gonna get going here, start checking the landlines first, and then hopefully avoid skunks today. I ended up with 5 yesterday, and I'm hoping eventually you would think you get them thinned out, but we're gonna get going. Hopefully have a good day. If I have catches or anything interesting to show you, I'll turn you guys on. Alright guys, so I'm out on the line. I'm a ways in. I got just a couple more land sets and then I'll be on to water sets, but I'm at this little farmyard again. I got nothing by the buildings. I'll kind of show you what I got. I don't know how well I showed this, but there is a sewer system right here. And in the snow the other day, this whole area was solid tracks. And you can see it's just beat down. I mean, even past grass, it's to dirt. And then it looked like there's tracks going up this big cottonwood tree, or claw marks on the tree. So I put a double 220 box here, and I cut a skunk in each end of that. But I also had a dog proof over here, and we got a raccoon. There's a kind of a trail coming. I set my box right on, and then it looked like they're going in the door of this. I think it's going into the basement there, I believe. So, alright, sorry about the sun, guys. So I'm at the first sets here. These were brand new sets yesterday. Let's see. So there's a 110 right there, it's just set off, and this one has first muskrat of the day. And then, so I just put these in yesterday. I was driving by this slough anyway, and I thought, this is a giant public hunting, like it's miles square. And I thought I could get out there, but they fenced it off, and there's a fence in these cattails right here, so I can't get beyond that. Right here, I don't know if you can see, there's a fence post. I didn't realize the fence went through here, but well, that 110 is set off. Something's chewed on the carrot, but this one has a muskrat in it. Alright guys, so I'm coming by one of my sloughs here, and I normally don't film while I'm driving. This is kind of a rare thing, but yesterday I had muskrats in a couple sets here on this slough, but my bait was gone, and I've had that on a bunch of sets now, that like, in a few of them the traps aren't set off and the bait's gone. But as I was going by, there was a pair of otters swimming around in this slough, so I didn't stop, I just drove by. And I turned you guys on. I'm hoping I can see them again, and I will try and show them to you. We don't see very many otters. I've caught one in 6 years now. Oh, come on. I don't know. Now I don't see them. So I'm just driving real slow here. As I was coming up, I couldn't figure out. I'm like, well, why? What keeps splashing around here? All right. I think I see where they're at here. Alright, there they are. They were right here. And I'm sorry, with a GoPro, I can't zoom in any closer than that. We'll just see if they pop back up here. Oh, they're in the cattails right over here now. They're right in here. Sorry about that. I'm not good at trapping otters. So there's a pair of otters out here. Look like small guys, but I don't know how to catch them. this whole shoreline along this road is all like big rocks and stuff, so I even have a hard time getting muskrat sets in just off the road. But I kind of think these guys might be the ones stealing my carrots and bait, so we'll back up. I have some sets behind me, and I do have one right in front of me here, muskrat sets, so as long as they're not eating my muskrats, I'm happy, but I'd love to catch one of them. I mean, I think one of my 1.5s on the drowning rigs would kill them if it caught them. You know, it might take a little bit, but I don't know. I think they're up in the weeds over there now. Yeah, so I just drove by and I seen them swimming around out here. That's the first time I've seen otter in 2 years now. I know there's a few around occasionally, but I'm a little surprised they're in here. There is fish in here. It's a real deep slough, so. Alright, we'll back up here by this culvert and check those sets, and I'd be willing to bet my bait's probably missing, but we'll find out for sure. The bait is still there, but the two on this side, once again, on this one here, 110, bingo, and on this one, my carrot is gone, which is suspicious, but we got ourselves another one. So I think that's 3 days in a row that these two sets had muskrats in it, and that one's had nothing. So we'll get these two reset and we'll move on. So them otter were just right here, right along this edge. I would imagine now they've went around the corner and are gonzy, but I can only hope maybe they'll come back and maybe I could get dumb lucky and catch one in a muskrat set. But what I have again, so there's that point. I mean, the main slough is out here. I only put one set here, but that's about the 4th day in a row that it's had a muskrat in it, so we'll get this guy remade, and maybe the otter will either mess with this set or the one down there or any of the sets in these sloughs. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, so I'm on the far end of the same slough. For the first time down here where that approach is across, there was nothing in either one of those sets. That set's still working, and I have a nice little muskrat in that set. Alright, I'm back to this big public eye. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of muskrat huts out there. A guy could probably paddle around and probably catch 20, 25 in here a day. I just don't have room to haul my canoe around and have all my gear and animals and everything in there. But I'm walking out to the first set. There's this little muskrat house here, and I can see my trap is gone. And right here is a muskrat. We'll pull him up here for you. Ooh, a nice big one. Alright. So this is the slough that yesterday I had 8 out of 11 the day before. Yesterday I had 6 in here, but they're all on the other side of the road. So this is the first one I'm checking in here today. Let's hope we have 6 or 8 more in here. Alright, so I'm just across the road from that last muskrat. This was the set that the pan was pushed all the way to the frame a couple days ago, and I adjusted it. And now, yesterday I had a nice big muskrat in here, and bingo bango. Muskrat number 2 out of this slough. Alright, I'm down to the next group of sets. I got a set right here. That one's still working, and then over here, this happens once in a great while. I don't know how it really happens, but I have a muskrat. He's right here, but he's still alive, so we're gonna get down there and get him dispatched and get moved on to the next set here. Alright, I'm just down from where I just had that last one. I got him dispatched and moved on. Right here by this big culvert. That set over there is still working just fine. And this 110's been set off like every day, but today it's actually got a muskrat in it. So I don't know, I've been fighting. I don't know why that one keeps getting set off. There's no teeth marks on the carrot or anything, like something chewed on it and I missed them. And then we'll get over here. You guys should be able to easily see there's a muskrat in that 110, And that one's still working. Maybe I do. He's right here. I can't really see in the camera, but so I got one muskrat floating there. I could see him from the other end of the next set's down. They're probably 150 feet down that way. And then I got my 110 right here. This is just kind of a Hail Mary set. It's not a great set, but that's the third rat in a row, 3 days in a row. So 2 days ago I went 8 for 11 sets in here. Yesterday I went 6 for 11, and today I went 7 for 11. So that's pretty good odds. I mean, you're definitely going to keep trapping a place like this when you keep pulling off better than 50% numbers. So we'll get these two remade, move on to the next sloughs. Well, I don't think I've ever had this happen before, but so I'm on this thing. There's this culvert here. I checked the 2 muskrat sets on the other side of the road. They're still working. And I come to check my colony trap. I don't know how well you could see that, but the door is pushed wide open on it. That side the door is working fine, so I'm not sure if a big mink got in there. I don't think a muskrat could get that pushed open. I've never had them do anything like that. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Got my door bent and everything, so I have to get it pushed back in there and straighten back out and get this one reset. Alright, I got that colony trap over there fixed. That set over there, I do not know how that works, but the trigger, well, that one's set off with nothing in it, and this one here has a nice big muskrat in there. Alright, so I got the sets remade. So I only had 1 out of 5 sets, and then that colony trap was mucked up. So that set's still working. 2 on the other side of the road are still working, but this 110 has a nice muskrat in there. Alright, I just pulled up to a couple coyote sets. This is the first time I've ever put 2 sets right next to each other here. This is like almost a guaranteed spot every year. I catch coyotes here. I'll show you what I got going on, and then I'll show you what we got. So all it is, there's like a big wood lot here. You can see there's a coon right here, and then we got this other field, and there's a fence line extends down that way. And I got a double. There's a big coon right here, and a big coon right here. Yeah, and I don't know if the coyotes travel across here and then cross here someplace, but like right by this big tree, I have this lined up with the road over there where I normally check from, so I know right where my set is right below it, so it's easy to see. But yeah, I put 2 here for the first time ever this year. I just did not expect to get a double on coons. So that's 3 coons today, and I've only had 2 coons in the previous 5 checks, so I guess we'll take that. We'll get both of these guys dispatched. It's going to take me a bit to get both my coyote sets remade here, and we'll move on. And we'll take a look here. And bingo bango. Nice big muskrat. Alright, so I'm on the other end of the slough here. I just got cobwebs are really bad. See, both of my traps are gone here, and there's 1 muskrat, and let's take a look over here. Ooh, there's 2 muskrats, so that makes 3 for 5 sets. That's not bad. Alright guys, so by this here little slough again, and then there's this big one on the other side of the road. Down here, I forgot to grab my camera, but I have 1 set by a little muskrat house, and I did have a muskrat in there. I have a coon set right there as well, but that's been empty every day. So here we go. Ooh, there we go. I do. So that's always a good sign. Oh, look at how I got him just by his nose. And then over here, there's the muskrat. I think that's the first one in that pole set, and I'm not sure if I caught one in this 110 or not, but it's been set off a few times, so things are looking up. We'll get these 3 remade, so that's 4 and 4 muskrat sets out of this slough. So man, we got a lot to skin again tonight. Alright guys, I'm walking out to the slough where I caught the little beaver yesterday. Looks like my 110 is just set off right here with nothing. Let's see what we got over here. So my bait is gone. I don't know where these cobwebs come from in the middle of the slough, but I'm sure you guys can see them already, but there's one muskrat. Yeah, like I said yesterday, I've actually caught in this exact same slough 3 beavers on these muskrat poles, all young of the years, you know, like 15-pound beavers or 20 maybe at the biggest. And I have caught one other place in one of these sets too, so when you put them, you got to make sure they're in the ground good enough to stay in the ground, because you just never know. Ugh. Well, there we go. It's no beaver today, but 2 out of 3, and the third one set off, so we'll get these all remade and move on. Alright guys, I'm here by the 4 corners. There's one there. They burnt that one. Over here I did have a muskrat. I didn't get it on video for you. I didn't think I had one. It just looked like my trap was set off until I got right out there. And then the one on that side of the road wasn't messed with. This one, my 110 is just tripped off. The carrot's still on there. And on this one, I got a muskrat. Alright, there it is. We'll get these 2 remade and move on to the next set. Alright, I'm on the next slough. You can see I'm right in the corner here. A muskrat just dove right here. I got one there. I'm pretty sure he's dead. He just hung up. The trap sometimes slides into the hags bracket instead of popping out of there. And then they do that, they hang up. And that's what happened this morning. So you can see I got one right here, and let's check this one here. And there's the second one. Alright, so the 2 on the other side of the road on the other end of this slough. So I caught 2 on this side. Those 2 over there, one was set off, the 110 was set off. Something that chewed on the carrot, but it's hard to know if that happened before or after it went off. Now, this one here, I have a 110, and the trap's obviously gone. With success. And this one, I couldn't even see my pole over here from the road. I wondered what was going on. The whole pole is underwater, but the trap is still working. Alright, so I'm on the other side of the road from those last 2, and it looks like both of my traps are gone here. So, there's a muskrat. Ooh, and there's a big muskrat. He's all muddy, but we'll get him rinsed off. Alright, I got 5 more sets and one more slough up there, and then I can get my waders off, so we're almost at the end of the line here. I'll turn you guys back on if I have something. Alright guys, the last muskrat set of the day. The set on the other side of the road had been turned like 180 degrees, so the trap was facing towards the cattails instead of away. I don't know, the wind could have did it or whatever. Sometimes that happens if they aren't stuck in the mud real good. But I'm on the other side of the road here. That trap is still working. But this one here has a muskrat. So I got 7 more WAN traps to check again, and then I'll be home. Alright guys, so we lucked out, made a catch here. I haven't shown you guys this set before, but what I got, so down this fence line, there's like a little chunk of CRP grass where that tree is, and it kind of goes out around my truck there. And then going this way, there's a big ditch runs all the way through here, and it keeps going. And up by, just past right here, that's where I caught the coyote 2 days ago and the coyote yesterday in the same set. And I was telling you that there's, a big ditch, so this is the ditch. I'm on the other side of it now. And I got myself Rocky the raccoon in my coyote set. So we'll get this guy remade. There was actually tracks in the dirt right here when I made this set, coyote tracks. So we'll get this guy out of there and remade, and we'll move on. So I think I mentioned it the other morning that, the first set is as good as the last set. And because I caught that coyote on like the first coyote set I checked. Well, I just got done taking care of that raccoon, and I was coming around, and when I went to go check that one, I happened to see this guy bouncing around. So I'll show you kind of where I'm at again. So the ditch is right here where I just caught that raccoon, basically on the other side of this patch of grass. And all there is a fence line runs down, and then there's actually like a ditch in the neighbor's field over there. But I got this guy, and I kind of wonder if I couldn't see him because he was laying in a hole right here, but looks like a real nice coyote. Doesn't have all the burrs that all the rest of them have had. I don't know how well you could see him, but yeah. But yeah, we'll get when we take a look. That's a Duke number 4. You look at how deep that is. That's exactly what I want every time. Nice and deep all the way up past the wrist. So like I said, I think when I bow hunt, this is only 1.5 miles, 2 miles from my place, and they've been barking over here pretty regular all fall when I've been bow hunting. Well, now I got this one, and basically 3/4 mile away, like right over here, is where I caught the other 2, one yesterday and one the day before. So hopefully I'm getting them thinned down a little over here, and maybe they won't move back over by us. So we'll get this guy dispatched, the set remade. I do have 1 coyote snare left and 3 raccoon sets to check, and then I'll be done. Alright guys, I made it home. I just wanted to show you one thing before I started kind of unpacking everything here. So right here, I use a milk crate to throw my muskrats in, and basically it allows them to kind of air dry as you're drying around. The last couple days that hasn't been big enough, so I've ended up throwing a few in the back here. But I'm gonna count to see how many I can actually fit in there. I think yesterday I had close to 25 in that crate. So alright guys, well, we're gonna give you just a rundown of my catch and then kind of sign off for the evening here. So I did what I just said. I counted how many I had in that milk crate, and I ended up with all of these guys, including these 2 that are set in crossways. There was 26 of them in that milk crate. So 26, and I ended up, there's 5 more here and 4 more there. So I ended up with 35 muskrats, 4 raccoons, 3 of which I caught in actual coyote sets. This guy here is real yellow, and the rest of these are nice silver looking ones. And then I just got the 1 coyote, but he don't hardly have a burr in him, and has probably the best looking fur of a coyote I've got this year. The coyote I had yesterday took me almost 45 minutes just to pick the burrs out of his body, and I didn't even pick his tail. I'll have to do that after I put him up, then I can set in where it's warm and do it, and not be bent over on a table. But this guy doesn't look, I didn't see a single burr in him, so he'll be basically just hang him and skin him. that'll save me quite a bit of time. But yeah, so we're just gonna sign off. Like I said, it was a good day on the line. I don't know what happened, but went from 2 coons for 5 checks, all of a sudden I got 4 today. So, you know, things can turn around. Numbers are way down on coon. They were last year. I feel like they're gonna be again this year. You know, a few years ago I had 48 of them in one season. I think my goal is 20. I think I'm gonna be lucky to hit probably 15 the way things are going. But I'll probably catch most of those in my coyote sets. Otherwise, if you guys like what you're seeing, again, hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you guys see when I put up new videos. There'll be a video coming out for every day of the season here, or every day that I'm going. Have a good night.